Akashic Record Channeling. Welcome to the first episode in English in this podcast, Ascension to 5D Dimension, or in Hebrew it is called Olim Lemimat Chamesh. This is the first podcast we are going to do about channeling Akashic Records, and I'm interviewing
Marius.
He is from Romania and is a channeler through the Akashic Records channeling. And we are going to talk about spiritual, about metrics, about energetic healing, and so on. So, nice to meet you, Marius.
Also,
thank you for coming to interview in my podcast. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, actually, last week I tried to do an episode for promoting my new book that's coming out. And it was very difficult to find someone that wants to participate in this.
Synchronicity.
So yeah,
wow.
I'm
really,
here.
I'm really glad.
Yeah, also I'm here because this was my intention, and it didn't come to pass. I rented a small place for this made up studio, and the sound was not okay. When the video was put together, it was not okay. And yeah, here we are. And the sound, it's okay.
The sound is really good. This is synchronicity, guys. This is called synchronicity because he put attention, I put intention to make an episode in Pai, Thailand, and for English. It's my first time English episode. And I was, let's say, to be authentic, I was a little bit fearful to make an episode in English because I've never done this before. But Marius has the opportunity to give it to me. So I want to ask you about the Akashic Record channeling that you are doing. How does it work? What can you tell the listeners that hear this in the first time, or the high addictive listeners to spirituality terms? You know.
First of all, I would like to say that English is not my native language.
Yes.
So it's not perfect, and I was born in Romania. It's a Christian country. 99% of the people are Christians.
Christian, yeah.
So I was born in a certain tradition. And growing up was not so nice. Because tradition is a restriction.
This is correct.
And because of being also in the past a communist country, a communist regime, a lot of restrictions, the religion, another type of restrictions, I was not okay.
How was your childhood in Romania?
It was rather difficult because of the parents, the grandparents. They were strict. They had rules and
limitations.
Limitations.
Did you have any let's say rare spiritual experience, like extraterrestrials meetings, or some spirits that came to your room while you were sleeping?
No.
Okay.
But I will share something to make clear the power of the intention that you spoken earlier. About 14 years of age, 15 years of age, something like that. I seen the suffering all around me and in my life, and I wanted to do something about this. And I didn't find an answer. But at 19 years old, my colleagues and I were in a different city. And all of them wanted to go to a church to visit the relics of a saint.
The relics of?
A saint.
Okay. Saint.
So
yes.
She died a long time ago, but the body is still almost intact.
Can you explain what is the relics of saint? Is this a Christianity thing?
Because the person had a clean life. He didn't have sex, he didn't consume alcohol, he didn't involve with the natural world of the human beings on this planet. He had a clean body. And because she had an intention to help people, after she died, she left the body, and the body didn't rot. And people now go there every day of the year. You have a line in front of the church. So you cannot go in the church to visit the relics unless you stand in line. So this speaks by itself. People know her, and every day of the year you have a line there in the church. So it is a natural occurring portal way between dimensions, because you are alive.
Probably.
You created this by intention, this meeting.
Yes.
Also, when you want to create help for other human beings and you are dying, you will leave your body as a portal way between you and the material world.
The etheric world.
Not etheric world, let's say spiritual world.
Higher dimensional words.
Beyond the matter.
Beyond the matter, yeah. There are too many.
Yeah. So there are too many up, too many down. So let's say beyond the physical realm. And I was atheist. I didn't believe in nothing because of the restriction of going to church. The
religious sound.
The religion aspect I put aside because it was imposed. I didn't like it, and I didn't believe in anything except natural evolution, logic, sense, as any atheist believes. And I was making fun of my colleagues going on the way to the church. Inside the church, I was still making fun of them because they believe in stupid spiritual stuff that doesn't exist. But I was there. I didn't have nothing to do. So that was my karma to be there.
One moment, there is a mosquito here. A spirit guide. Mosquito is a spirit guide, by the way, but annoying spirit guide. Like, it's an attacking angel. There is guardian angel, which guards, and there is attacking angels.
But you know, only the female mosquitoes sting, not the males. The males feed on pollen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The females need blood for the eggs.
For the fertility.
Yeah, for eggs.
So, in the church, you felt that the religious term there and the behaviors doesn't fit in. You didn't fit in this rituals of the church.
For me, it was superstition, nothing more. But again, it was my karma to be there because I didn't have nothing else to do. Being in a different city, I didn't know no one there. I don't like bars, pubs, stuff like that. So I went with them.
Typical light walker.
So everyone there, when they go to the saint, they have a desire, a wish, and they write it down. I was making fun of them because they were writing notebooks like this. And even if I didn't believe in nothing, I still put my hand on the small silver coffin.
Okay, in the church?
In the church.
Okay, silver coffin, all right.
And it was opened, and the remains were covered with some material, with gold and stuff.
By the way, the listeners are Jews, so they don't know what is silver coffin. What is inside the silver coffin?
It's the relics of that particular saint. Let's say a silver box, not coffin. Because it's a relic. I used the term coffin, but no, it's a box made of silver especially for that relics. It's something special because the relics are special. Usually a body rots, decomposes and vanishes.
There are bones maybe.
Maybe you have some teeth left over after 5 years. The skull remains after 5 years.
Yeah.
But not the whole body with flesh.
Kinda eating, yeah.
With flesh. So she is almost still full and complete without the legs. And again, she had on top of pleasant material, and I touched it and nothing. I didn't feel nothing, absolutely nothing.
That reminds me the Buddhist temple here in Thailand. You get into the Buddhist golden statues in their temples, and there's nothing there. I even asked the instructor of the temples, the Buddhist, and the monks, they say there's nothing underneath. By the way, just for the equation.
I cannot say this because I've been traveling around Thailand and I've been through temples and I found the place that you can feel that something is there. But I didn't know exactly what.
I know about when there are a group of believing people in, that's mind matter principle. The monks have higher frequency than the most population here in Thailand, but they have an intention, and you know, you create thoughts towards a specific location, and there is a energetic signature towards this environment.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You create a certain space.
Yeah, kind of energetic field, morphogenetic field for this golden statue, whatever.
Exactly. But also there are relics, as I am sharing here. So I'm going back to the moment when I didn't feel nothing, and I went back because you needed to step up 2 steps. I went down the steps, and immediately when I went down, something opened up inside of me, and I could feel bliss. I didn't know what bliss is. I didn't have this perception.
That's wonderful.
And it was so powerful that I started calling everyone and sharing that blissful state and wishing them a pleasant day, joy, happiness, peace, health. And I called for 40 or 50 minutes continuously until I was back in the state that I was before entering the church. So then I seen that something is there. I didn't know that actually it's not there, it's here. And the relics helped me see myself, uncovering myself, realizing who I am.
Wow.
And because of I had atheist mind, I tried
atheist mind?
Atheist mind. The mind of a non-believer.
Atheist, yes. Okay.
I went to recreate that with all kind of spiritual practices. I did everything possible, from every kind of therapy to every kind of yoga, theta healing, access bars, crystals and symbols and everything, plants and so on. And they all work a little bit. You can see a spark, but it's not going all the way. And they didn't recreate that experience that I had. It was so powerful, so obvious.
Of course.
And I had almost 20 years now of self-development, courses, practices, everything. I did everything that I could to grow from all perspectives, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And nothing worked. 100% of the time, they work more or less, but after 1 hour, 2 hours, I was back in the same
state.
Yeah, and sometimes even lower.
Frustrating, very frustrating.
And I wanted the end, you know, enlightenment, bliss, blissful state, and releasing of every kind of trauma and suffering and so on.
Yeah, this is every spiritual seeker wishes, actually. Fuck the ego.
And it's an illusion created by the ego.
That's correct.
Because if you're chasing after enlightenment for the sake of getting rid of this planet, because you want to get rid of karma, suffering, you got rid of the experience of being in the body.
You lost the experience of real spirituality, of acceptance.
Exactly.
And divinity.
Exactly.
And that's the loop. That's the matrix loop. And then you have all the financial worries, maybe. You have social issues, family. If you have children, you need to take care of them, and all of this with the problems of inner self. And then you just want, at the end of the day, to feel better. Everyone wants to be happy, but if you resist the unresistible present, there is no spirituality.
I will share something. I was so deep into this desire of being without suffering that I didn't care about nothing, absolutely nothing. I didn't care about food anymore, sex, money, and nothing.
Preferentialism.
And we'll talk about this.
We will.
And because of this, I got what I wanted, the intention, but everything else began to disappear.
The intention of the bliss, to feel the bliss again by the relics?
Exactly.
Mm.
But this time it was more than what naturally came. It was like, okay, total freedom. I don't care about nothing. Mm. And it came, but I had a big surprise.
There is a frequency of apathy. It's an emotional state that you don't worry about anything, but you're not happy about anything. A really special state.
Yeah, that's not freedom.
That's not freedom. When I felt this on first time, I was thinking, okay, I freed myself from suffering and traumas and ego. And then I figured out that it's a frequency of apathy. And it was not a spiritual enlightenment feeling or any little bliss for a moment. And unfortunately, I try to keep to be happy with what I have, or to get a better feeling in the long way of my spiritual journey as well.
I understand. It's a good experience.
Mm-hmm. So you have said that you felt that you don't care about anything. What happened next?
Because I didn't care about nothing, just freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing came into my life to set me free. And every day something disappeared. Family, my job, I sold everything and left the city. I went into the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And there, because I had time, I could observe myself better. I seen that I'm not okay. I didn't have energy to go out of the bed in the morning.
Oh.
And yeah, I was not okay. I was suffering more than I was in the city. In the city, I was so involved with my life that I didn't have time to observe that suffering, how profound it was. And I asked a question, what did I do? Because I did something for sure. How can I make it straight?
Now, can you go back to a normal?
No, I didn't want. Okay. I didn't want to go back.
I mean the normal, the previous emotional state that you care about nothing, about anything, yeah? About something.
As I said, the only thing that I cared was the lack of suffering, the freedom of being alive without suffering.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what this is and what it means to be without suffering, because also if you stay in a blissful state for 24 hours straight, in a few days you're sick. Your liver, it's off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It sounds fascinating.
It's not. you cannot eat.
Blissful 72 hours.
You cannot eat food anymore because you get very hot and this is why I wanted to take a shower. I'm more hot than a normal human being. I cannot ride a bicycle until here and
yeah, you
start
drove
a conversation.
A bike to you.
So start a conversation because my liver is overheated. So
interesting. I didn't think about it.
Yeah, I'm sharing. So you know why I asked for a shower?
No, I just was thinking, okay, just for a shower because of the raining or something. But yeah, sure.
I was so hot. Even if the rain is cool, still hot. So it's a side effect. If you are in a blissful state, you cannot eat what normal people eat. You cannot stay in the same environment as the normal people.
That's correct. Really correct. I identify with this conception so much.
Not only from the perspective of temperature, but also the thought forms that people create. For you, it's physical suffering. They're no longer thought. For you, it's physical reality. And it's very heavy to be in a group of people, around a group of people that, I don't know, watch a football game or a Muay Thai match.
Yeah, maybe you will hear them fighting each other in a few moments.
I don't have nothing against that reality. I don't oppose to that.
That's not your...
But it's something physical that's happening with me if I stay in that reality. And I cannot say like before, I have a headache. No, it's not a headache.
It's an energy absorption.
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
Because
exactly.
My reality on a daily basis is more balanced, more free, more light, pleasant, bliss. And when you go there, you have aggression, hunger, sexuality, overwhelming sexuality, because sexuality is nothing bad. But when it's not expressed...
Which sexuality. Depends.
No, sexuality is sexuality. It's not something that we can say it's good or bad. It's just a type of energy. And if you don't know how to use it, or it's not expressed and it's repressed, it turns into chaos and craziness.
And lust.
Lust is the least of my problems. The horror movies are made because of repressed sexual energy. That is the problem. Because you go from creating life with using sexuality to creating monsters, man. So those monsters for me are more present into my body than the ones that think about them. So it's not that I go against that reality, because they have their reality in their bubble. But if I go there, for me it's not okay. And it's not okay because I think it's not okay. I don't care. But this has something to say now. And I cannot say I don't care about you anymore, because I said this before and I was going to die. That was the answer that I came to me. I was dying because I didn't want to be here anymore. I wanted to go and be free of suffering, and everything began to happen so I can get my freedom. But I didn't know that I need to leave the body for that. And I had a dinner with some friends, and they made a picture with the table, the dinner table. They put it on Facebook. And a friend of that friend said he wants to speak with me.
About?
I didn't know at the time. But I knew that he had some supernatural gifts active. And I said, okay, if he wants to share something, give him my number.
What was that?
This was his message, that I was going to die.
It sounds like a demon message, you know?
At the beginning, I closed myself, because as a foreign person wants to speak and share this with you, it's not okay from my perspective. And I closed myself. He felt this, and he knew he cannot convince me of anything because I closed myself. And he said, look, I've been in the same state, and this is what happened to me. I lost all my money, I lost my house, I lost my job, I lost my family, I didn't have food to eat. My colleagues were giving me food, my teeth were falling out, and that was happening to me. I was losing money every week, big amounts of money that I didn't lose until then. My bones were starting to hurt, my teeth were starting to hurt, but I didn't have cavities. So everything was going out. And when I heard him say, I said, okay, man, this is happening to me. So you're not lying.
Something in his intention and energy meaning wasn't pure as I feel now. It wasn't pure. It was like a demon or Satan Satan, you can call it whatever you want, but something isn't pure when he sent you this message. You know what I'm saying? Not
Yes.
about what happened to you, but before. There is corrupt intention, because if it was a pure angelic or channeling message, it wasn't like a fearful
If you're
message.
going to die and Satan knocks on the door and he says, man, you're going to die, you have a choice. You want to die or stay? What do? You call an angel to say he's wrong? No. You take that message, because also Satan is part of the creation aspect. If you just wait for an angel to give you a message,
that's not my intention. I'm saying that only the person that gave you the message,
I understand what
the
you said.
intention wasn't pure, because angelic realms will never send a message by a fearful way. That's okay, that's all right that a person come and give you a message, but not in that way.
It's okay that you express this, but I want you to understand that everything came here from nothing.
For a reason.
No, everything, this creation, everything came from nothing.
Yeah.
So it's here because of an intention. Someone had an intention to create this, everything.
Some big entity, yeah.
Yeah. You can call it God, universe, source, I don't care.
Sure.
Everything is here in this form because someone has a specific intention and purpose for this body to be in this state. If that attention goes, this body is gone instantly, in 1 second. Not only this planet, this universe is gone in 1 second. So
to a black hole. And the entity which you call source or God is currently meditating on this universe. You can metaphorically describe it as meditating.
I cannot say that it's meditating or not, but I can clearly say that if this creation has on this planet both light and darkness, and they're together for a reason. And if we just go with the light,
there will be no dark.
As I didn't care about nothing. And this is darkness, is density. And I left it to die because I was going only for the light. And I didn't know. And someone with not so clean intention shared his perspective and reality that was also going only for the light. Because if he was going for the darkness, he wouldn't have been in that situation. Because to leave money, body, health, family, everything, that's not darkness. Darkness is attached to material things.
You were aware that you are going to die or something happened to your body, or just you were ignoring these scenarios?
I was not aware until that person called and said what he said. I was feeling that I couldn't get up in the morning. Yeah, I didn't have energy to move the body. But when he shared his experience, and I seen that it is my experience in the present moment, I said, okay, I want to stay.
Okay, this is different. Now you declare it more clearly, because I was thinking that it told you about it, let's say 1 month or 2 months before the scenario happened. All right, so my mistake.
I was already in that state, and I was asking for an answer. And I said, what did I do? And the answer came, but it came through a stranger that seen my energy in that picture, because you can see the aura of any person if the picture is recent to 3 months. Not older than 3 months, I think. So he wanted to share this. And yeah, I choose to stay. Now, if I can turn back time, no. I would choose to go. But because the spirit is so clever and intelligent, it will not reveal up front what you need to endure to fix all the stuff that you've broken.
What is endure?
To go through, to suffer, to experience. So if
To engage with difficulties, some difficulties.
to engage with life in such a way that I'm here today.
Probably, yeah, you're here alive.
So after 4 years, I can say, man, it was tough. It was very tough. I did a lot of stuff that was very difficult to unwind and to fix.
I don't think there is a living being in a physical body that will survive this journey as you, because if you say that you had no cavities in the teeth and your whole body starts to pain, and
Not only this, but all my organs were failing. That's why I didn't have energy to go out of bed. I had a
spirit guide.
I
Thank
had-
you. Thank you, butterfly.
Yeah, it's a beautiful one. I had the bioresonance device with me at the time. I didn't use it for a long time, but I took it with me in the mountains because I knew it will be useful. And you can scan the human body until the level of every cell, DNA, everything. You can see everything. And when I scanned myself, after that person gave me the message, it was real, man. All my organs were failing. I had just 2 or 3 organs that were okay, but the rest were all on alert, and the device shows you from 1 to 6. It has
X-ray scanner, yeah.
no, it's not X-ray. It's something different. And he has also the option that shows you that you don't have enough energy in that organ to heal that organ.
Yeah, the vitality.
So I didn't have energy to heal nothing.
It's really surprising that he could work with the device, yeah? Really surprising that you even could to adjust the device with all your, let's say, your failing organs.
Yeah, I had a busy mind. I was an atheist. I had a logical mind. The logical mind works with evidence.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't believe in if you told me something is working and if I didn't see it. So
That's correct.
The device came to me to satisfy my mind so I can accept the spiritual help, because I didn't accept it. If you're a teacher and say something, I was looking like you, man, you're talking shit now.
Part of my comments on my TikTok.
But the Spirit brought me exactly the way that I could accept, through devices, through a saint that was in my path, my journey into another city. And yeah, I couldn't contest that I was dying. But I seen something different, using that device to help someone else. She was also dying. Seeing this on me, when I scanned myself, I seen this on her, and I knew exactly what it means. And I said, man, you're going to die. And she said, I know. I was curious. And you're okay with this? Yes. How come? And she said that she already tried to kill herself once with pills. She didn't make it.
Oh.
And now she didn't want to live. Since she was born.
Who is the lady, the woman, by the way?
A person that I encountered. I wanted to help people with doing therapy with that device.
Mm.
And after I did this a few times, I understood that no, it's not a suitable way of engaging with life and healing. That's not the way. But for that moment in time, it was enough for me to get my message and be on my way, on my path of self-realization and healing.
Mm. If we advance a little bit in your timeline, in your life timeline, there is any special moment that the Akashic Records opened for you, or you had an awareness that you really woke up from the atheist state?
The atheist state was gone in the moment when I visited the relics. The atheist mind was not.
Your mind, your intellect wanted the resonance scanner, yeah, the verification.
Exactly.
Sure.
So this went away. After leaving Romania. And this has total sense and logic, because each country has his own karma.
Pretty sure.
And it's like a whirlpool of karmic energy. So as long as you stay in that particular country, you are not you.
Oh, that's interesting.
You are a karmic soup of your family, your ancestors, and the whole country.
Collective country
Exactly.
consciousness, yeah.
So when I got out of Romania, I could truly be in touch with myself. And before I left Romania, I was receiving these messages, yeah? And I wanted to know more. And because I needed to know more, I needed to learn by my mind processes, because I was not open to receive as a channel. I was still intaking information and help through the mind. So I learned how to access the Akashic Chronicles. I was doing that without any knowledge. By intuition, I knew what you have in your leg, what's the problem, what's wrong with you, what did you do. And sometimes I couldn't speak with you if you did something. I was speaking with someone, I was helping, coaching, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, nothing. And I said, I cannot speak with you. What did you do? Oh, I got mad on my husband and I started cursing. Phew. You're free. Now you need to leave that curse. You need to pay it with suffering. I cannot speak, I cannot talk. It's like I'm tied by my throat.
Can you re-explain what you mean by I don't need to speak towards the clients or patients that you took care of?
Not patients, not clients. Someone
normal people
help.
helping. Yeah, random people.
Yeah. Because you're a channel.
Open channel.
They are not necessarily open. You're one way, so to speak. Sometimes you're two ways. But it's one way. You open yourself for Akash, for space. Space has everything, because it's in every aspect of creation. Space is supporting every piece of shape, matter, anything that's in creation is supported by space. It's like the table.
There is etheric grids in this reality that we don't see with our biological eyes, and there are elves and fairies. Yeah, fairies and all those little creatures that take care of this reality to make it happen, but they are coming, of course, from the higher realms.
I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about a more profound aspect of. Actually, space is the womb of everything that's created. It's coming out of.
You mean space for source?
No.
Okay.
Let's take space like
emptiness.
No.
No.
Take space as the planet Earth. It has
Yes.
Earth, and from Earth comes out plants, life, humans. Everything comes out of Earth. So space is like Earth for everything in creation.
Okay. Source, emptiness, energy,
gives
cosmic
life,
power.
gives
Yeah.
life using space as a support.
Mhm.
So when you connect with that support, you know everything that is needed to be known in that particular moment for that particular problem, aspect, desire, intent, wish, doesn't matter. If you have a different intention than what we agree upon, I don't receive nothing for my intention that I wanted to share with you. If I want to share something that's healing, that's putting you into a better place, and you did a curse yesterday, I cannot share nothing about the curse because it's not in my reality, it's in yours. And because you made a contract with creating that curse, you're going to kill life, not support it. So I don't kill life, I cannot speak with you.
You can ascend, and you can...
You can be the biggest criminal, and if you stay here and you say, man, I want to do an orphanage, I can share 2 years every day with you about how to create that, and we can create it together. I don't care if you're a criminal. But if you say, I want to kill something in that particular space, I cannot speak with you.
Marius means that he needs people with the same frequency or the same intention to make the interaction with. If you have a negative intention or different intention there than Marius' intention, then it will not work. That's what it means.
Yeah, it's a good way of expressing it. Akashic readings are for sustaining life, sustaining creation. I don't care what planet you are.
Yeah, I want to be Arcturian if you want.
If you have a different intention to kill life, you're using black magic, other support.
Black magic, that's correct.
Other support, not Akashic readings. You understand?
Yeah.
So because you access help from Akashic, you access help for life and supporting life. If you have a different intention, like making a curse, you go with another support that's called black magic. I don't care.
You use Akashic Records as white magic only.
It's beyond magic from my perspective.
Magic is not like a just in intention, in the color and the perspective of the intention.
No, let me interrupt you because...
Yeah, sure. I will glad to hear.
In magic, you use elements, you use what's here on this planet. When you do Akashic readings, you're going beyond. You're going to the source, you're going to the root of creation. Yeah, you're going to the ground before the plant was born. And you know everything about the plant, or any other plants. But if the plant...
elemental realm of the physical realm.
So in theory, you can know anything about any piece of grass, any piece of matter on this planet. In theory. In practical life, no, it's too much information. You go crazy if you go and find out everything.
That's
so
cool.
You can find out exactly what every individual asks you with something in her life or his life, a process, a program, a business, a project. I can access everything that is needed for that particular aspect, and afterwards I'm finished. I don't know nothing.
Yeah. When we are channeling, we get into a theta or delta states of the brain, really low brain waves, which when we speak out the channeling or the words that going out through our throat, after a while, if we don't write it down or something or record it, we forgot it. We forget the information because it's a trance state, a really special trance state.
No, this is different.
Do you remember when you channeled through Akashic Records, you remember what you have channeled?
Yeah, I remember
really?
everything that I spoken with people, and I know exactly to this day who they are.
As my experience in channeling, or few channeling, I've never remembered what I have talked about before.
This is why I say it's different. You're going beyond anything that's here on this realm, on this planet, and you go to the source of creation, so to speak. And you're not going to the mind of God, but you're going to the
Pretty close mind to God.
the intention of God for that particular soul, being, house, everything. So everything came because someone had an intention. So you're going to the root of that intention. And because I go to that root, is so clear that I know 2 years from now, if I see you and I open your space, I know what I share with you because I'm going straight to the root. And,
That's really interesting.
and sometimes I don't like it.
Yeah, you can see some dark things or interpretation that you might not like, but that's your job. You should be as pure as you could, even that you will see that things that you don't want to see.
Yeah, and this is why I prefer to work for businesses, projects, real estate. It's more easy. You know, you open the space for a property that's not selling, and you see there that's a lot of karma. A certain person wanted that property, and because he wanted, you cannot sell it because and from the energetic aspect, it belongs to someone, and you cannot go to buy someone a house from someone that doesn't have the energy to sell you that house. You know?
Yeah.
So if you're
Frequency is equation.
yeah, so if you're a real estate agent, you cannot sell me that house. But I can open the space, clear that karma, and that property will be open for selling, and you can sell it.
Do you do through the Akashic Records reading or energy healing? Do you ascend the frequency of the person that you work with as well, besides the channeling and the information in the quantum state?
If I sense the person, I didn't get your question.
Okay, do you do through the Akashic Records an energetic healing to enhance the frequency of the target, of the person that you work with?
Okay, I understand. Yes, because that soul says, okay, I don't want this. I want to go forward. And it's like house cleaning. You take this trauma out,
Flush it away.
and when you take it out of your field, all that energy that went into that karma comes back to you, and you get an upgrade. But it's your own upgrade because it's your own energy that's missing and supporting a trauma. Understand?
Yeah.
So it's like you have a trauma that's like a can from 5 years old. From 5 years old to 20, 25, it's a lot of energy, man.
Yeah. Past life.
And
What about past lives?
and when you take the can and you throw it away, that energy comes back to you. Man, you're nice the second day. And you're feeling more powerful, more energetic. But you need to do a lot of other stuff. It's not just cleaning one trauma.
As I'm saying to my clients and to people on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, it's not enough to just release the energetic electrons and the energy of the trauma. It needs to make a change. The person needs to make a change in his life too.
Bingo.
People think that healers and energetic healers and therapists, they do all the job for them, but it's not correct.
No.
This is irresponsibility.
This is why I like Akashic readings, because before the trauma is set aside, you get a blueprint of what you're here to do. Because you're not here to meditate, I'm sure. And if you're watching this, you didn't come here to meditate, I'm sure of this.
Meditation is really nice, but that's not enough for transformation and to make the purpose of this life, to make it into existence, and let's say the perception of why you came here and why you're born in this specific state, or why you're listening to this specific episode in this podcast right now.
So, if you came here for the human experience, you came here for the body experience, correct? You didn't come here for the spiritual experience because you're a spirit. You don't need more spirit, correct?
We are a multi-dimensional spirit beings in a physical body.
So if you're a spirit, you don't come on this planet in the body to make spiritual practices. It has sense? No. You come in the body to have the body experience, no? It has sense.
The practices, well, they enhance and make you feel better about no matter what happens outside. The practices help you to ground yourself at the end of the day.
And what do you do when you ground yourself? What do you do?
What do you do when you ground yourself?
Yeah.
Then you will have the capacity to make changes and to make the actions that you need to do in this life, or the reason that you're suffering.
And if people are doing spiritual practices and they ground themselves and they make the changes that you say, why is so much suffering around, man? Why is so much chaos around? It doesn't work. That's why. It doesn't work.
It depends. In my experience,
I don't say spiritual practices don't work. You can see, you can feel the energy working. I don't care what practices it is. But for a decent human life,
okay, you're talking about the metrics.
It's not suitable, it's not working, it's not functional. Because you're taking a piece of spirit that doesn't have boundaries, you put it in a spiritual practice that's like this notebook, and you say, oh, I'm blissful. But you're here, man. You're here. You're not everywhere. You're here. How can you be blissful? You cannot. You're in a cage.
I understand your intentions right now.
Every spiritual practice is made by someone else than you. In the past, that's not your past, and you bring their past into your present moment, and you say, wow, I'm blissful. You're in a big illusion, man. Because if you create your own practice and you stay with yourself, your own practice changes every moment of every day, and you will not have the same practice. But because you do the same practice, that doesn't change ever because you didn't do it, it's someone else's. You're in a notebook. A notebook that belongs to someone else. You're not authentic. You're dying. You're not living because you're staying here. You're not here. Here is life. Here, you're dying. You understand?
Interesting perspective.
Okay.
So you are saying that if a person uses a practice of someone else's practice, and his consciousness is in chaos, this practice won't help him. This is your meaning?
Yes.
Okay, now I understand.
You think that's it's working, and you're grounding yourself because from chaos you come into this boundary of the practice, and this seems clean. No, it's clean, it's beautiful. Oh, it's blissful. I'm grounded.
Okay.
Because I'm not here with chaos. But when you're here in chaos, you have energy to create from chaos, because everything has a cycle. Everything came here because something else was destroyed. This planet is
dying. Currently dying, actually.
I don't think so. We are the ones that will die, not the planet.
I'm talking about the cycles of Earth and the cycles of the universe. We are in a dying motivation state of the universe currently now, because it was expanding and now it's going backwards again.
I was referring that this planet is a direct result of a collision of a different planet with the moon, and half of the moon is in this planet now, or something like that.
The moon was like Earth in a few billions.
I don't know exactly, but the idea was it was a big mess and chaos. Correct?
Mess in chaos.
Mess.
Mess in chaos. Okay.
And chaos, and from that chaos, 2 planets are here today. So, chaos has potential. If you can read the chaos, you can take from the chaos something that you need to create something that's alive and functional. So if you're staying here, you cannot create nothing functional. You just create another page of the notebook, not your notebook. You understand? So it doesn't have value for your life, so it takes life from you, because you put a life here inside.
He says that if we ignore the chaos outside and we are trying to run away for a specific grounding location, that's not solving our problems at the end of the day. Am I correct?
Correct.
All right. Now I want, just for finish the episode and for the listeners, you said, okay, there are some problems outside. Everybody experiences problems and struggles in life. You can call it struggle in some perspective, you can call it spiritual lesson, you can call it whatever name you want. But at the end of the day, people are like, they want to advance, they want to step away from the problems and to solve them. So you are, as a channeler or as Akashic Records, energetic healer, which one tip can you give for a simple listener that don't have any channeling faculties, or he has struggled with life? One simple tip that he can go and gather the information from the scenarios that happening in their life.
Don't listen to anyone.
Don't listen to anyone.
If it doesn't feel good and correct for you, it doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel expansive, it doesn't nourish your being. I don't care if Jesus comes tomorrow and speaks something to you. If you don't feel that it's for you, it can be the biggest teaching. It can be flowing with gold from his mouth. It's not for you.
So if you feel that it's a little bit negative
I didn't say negative.
Okay, so not...
I said even if it's coming gold through the words out of his mouth, if that gold doesn't vibrate with your inner being, with your soul, it's not your gold. It's just for him or someone else.
That's a great tip. A great perception of other people perception. Well, you may feel something that is correct in your path only if it feels right to your individual. To your fuck this word. I will keep it on the editing. If you have only on your individual field, energetic field, that's vibrate and resonance with your own feeling and thoughts.
Exactly. But there is a but.
But is a good?
Because you are in the presence of that person, you are in his space, you're in this notebook. So your feelings will be influenced by the notebook, as I was staying in Romania. So you need to be outside the notebook, outside the space, to be in your space, and to see in your space what's happening. Because if you're in his space you will obey his structures.
They say gold, so you may listen to them, yeah, pretty sure.
So it's tricky to listen to yourself sometimes. Because
in my experience, I had so many struggles to listen to myself and to identify what thoughts are mine and what are the ego and what are the soul or the guidance.
So you understand why I say it's tricky sometimes, because we are programmed to listen to someone that's more experienced, more old, more intelligent, more educated.
That's a good one.
Educated, more. I don't care. Now I know 100% what I feel, because I've been through so many teachings, therapies, so many encounters. I cannot lie to myself any longer.
You had a direct experience of the truth of your own self.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. All right. that's the ending of this episode. If you want to contact Marius, I will put his details below the description or the description of the episode, or YouTube or Spotify. You can contact him. And if you like the episode, you may rate it by 5 stars and share it to a friend or a colleague. Thank you for watching and listening. Thank you, Marius, for interviewing with me today. And see you in the next episode on Wednesday. Bye bye.